Welcome in to another edition of the PHNX D-Back podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as your mayor PHNX, and I'm running the ship alone tonight because Damon Farrell's out of contact. His phone died and he is not available, but I am here, and I know I'm disappointed too, but I'm not disappointed by the way the Diamondbacks performed tonight. Welcome in to D-Backs After Dark, the only D-Backs podcast on this network where cursing is not only allowed, but it is encouraged. So I will start this off by saying, holy shit, what the fuck did we just see tonight? The Arizona Diamondbacks once again pull off an amazing, improbable comeback here. And I don't know what to say here about what we saw. I was watching. My name is Derek Montilla, by the way. You guys know that. I'm your mayor of PHNX. Tonight, I was the mayor of Wrestle Drag Pro Wrestling, and I was out there trying my best to manage my client, Ocean Avery, and lead him to victory, which I did. He captured the Wrestle Drag Pride Championship tonight. But meanwhile, I am sitting here being a bad manager, being bad to my client by not going out there and keeping an eye on him at all times because I was keeping an eye on this baseball game. And of course, this baseball game got wild. It is the Diamondbacks' fifth straight victory. They win this one by a score of 8-7 that didn't seem to make any sense, but it is great to see you guys here. Great to have so many of you guys show up. I know it's super late. I know it's Saturday. I know we don't normally do podcasts, but again, because of Damon and his ridiculous good luck charm, that he's this human rabbit foot for the Diamondbacks team, I am here doing the show now by myself. It was supposed to be with Damon, but it's me by myself. Astro says the king with wrists saves us once again, and you're absolutely right. Geraldo Perdomo. What more can you say about this man and what he does for this team in key moments there in the ninth inning? Again, Diamondbacks had their fifth comeback victory, or excuse me, not fifth victory in a row. This was just an incredible amount of comeback victories this year. This was their 16th comeback victory so far this season, and they recorded their third walk-off April 12th against the Brewers, June 9th against the Mariners. We remember that one. That one was just a few days ago. And now Diamondbacks add another one. It was also the sixth Fielder's Choice walk-off in franchise history. Josh Naylor with the Fielder's Choice walk-off there. I'll take it. I'll take a walk-off win in any way we can get it. Jay Cuddy says, I was about to go to bed. Not anymore. Let's fucking go. What is with this Diamondbacks team? I don't understand what we saw tonight. I don't understand this comeback. Again, this Padres team has a very, very good bullpen, a good bullpen ERA. I know that they play in a pitcher-friendly ballpark, but their ERA, their bullpen ERA, third in baseball. And the Diamondbacks were once again able to tack on a ton of runs there late and do something that we really that kind of shocked the baseball world tonight. I don't think anybody was expecting to see the Diamondbacks come back and win. And of course, this one is once again another byproduct of the Diamondbacks not giving up and being the answer backs this season. I know that it's been all over the place, right? We've definitely had a lot of bad games, a lot of bad losses. We've been on the other end of this type of thing. But again, the Diamondbacks score 5 runs there after the Padres tacked on 2 in the top of the ninth, by the way. But yeah, man, I mean, what an incredible game. Diamondbacks, again, I don't know what to say about this team. They are the comeback kids this year. They truly are. And again, Perdomo, with the Padres infield playing in, apparently Perdomo was not supposed to be running unless the ball got through, but somehow Despite what happened there, Perdomo was able to slide head first and get his hand just inside the tag. And man, let me tell you, there's some great pictures. So go over, check out the Diamondbacks website. They have some amazing pictures on what the Diamondbacks did in this game. This was just the third time in franchise history where the D-backs have had multiple players record 20 plus home runs before the All-Star break. The other times were Jay Bell and Matt Williams in 1999 and Paul Goldschmidt and Jake Lamb in 2017. Now we have Corbin Carroll and Eugenio Suarez. And yes, right now there is no beard tracker to update you with, but Gino is there making my beard turn the same color as this Chase Field shirt I'm wearing, and I'm here for it. So great win here. And I don't know, man. I mean, we've talked about how bad this season is for this team. We've talked about how bad some of these games have gone, but let's be honest, like Transonic says it perfectly right here. They're a team operating at extremes, sweeping and getting swept, having and giving up huge comebacks. Like, this team is an emotional roller coaster this year, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Who said that was the best slide since Longo slid in September of 2023? And hey, we know what happened then. But the Diamondbacks, again, just did some big things tonight. The comeback victory, again, for this team, just an incredible. I mean, how many times are we going to see the Diamondbacks come back and win when the deficit is what it was? This deficit was 7-3 to start that ninth inning. And you got Pavin starting things off. You got Moreno getting on. Like, this team just did not give up. We've seen it before. We know that they're capable of it. I just still can't say enough about how amazing it was watching it tonight. I was in an area where couldn't really hear the broadcast. I was really being distracted. There were pro wrestlers trying to fight me. There was all sorts of things, but I was doing my best to keep track of this, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that ninth inning kept going on, and just holy shit, man, this team is trying to do everything they can. Like, everything clicked into place once they had their backs firmly against the wall. And that's what it feels like. The Diamondbacks were in a position where, being several games below 500, they had everything at that point, or I guess everything to lose. I don't know. I mean, this team, if they continued going down the path that they were going down, obviously everybody knew what was going to happen. They were the talk of MLB articles all around the league. And honestly, they're still not out of hot water, if you will. They're still not out of the danger zone, because the Diamondbacks still have to prove between now and the middle of July that this team is a contender. With games like this, with wins like this, it really helps to change that perception that they're not contenders. It really helps to change the perception that they're one of the biggest disappointments in baseball this year. This team has experienced a catastrophic amount of injuries, yet somehow the minute that they got to their lowest point, this team responded in the best possible way. And again, that was a clunky series there, and that we're getting swept in Cincinnati. I still don't think it really was an indication of how good this team really is, but I mean, I'm excited by what we see. I'm encouraged by what we saw. Zach Gallen might have been left in this game a little too long. Things went off the rails for him. He did retire 10 of 12 batters from the second inning to the fifth inning, so he had himself a nice stretch. Of course, Gino hits that home run. It's his 20th of the year. He has 7 RBI in his last 3 games. And Lourdes also, the baby giraffe with the purple hair, running on the base pass, has 2 stolen bases last 4 games. Josh Naylor has a 5-game hitting streak. Meanwhile, Ketel Marte extended his on-base streak to 26 games tonight. And this team has found a way to continue to beat teams that continue to come back in situations that they have no business coming back in. I believe the stat was there's only been 3 teams in MLB history that have come back 3 times from games where they were down 4 runs or more in the 9th inning. And the Diamondbacks did it in their 70th game of the season. I can't explain it. I'm sure most of you can't either. I think the only thing about it is that they've been scoring late runs all year long. This really isn't anything new for this particular team. And again, today wasn't a clean game. Today wasn't one of those ones where you get really excited and say the Diamondbacks went out there and played their best baseball. Zach Gallen gave up 4 earned runs in 6 1/3 inning. A lot of that was because of Ryan Thompson coming in when Gallen got removed from the game, really struggling there as well. But Beeks and Ginkel, they locked it down. At least Beeks did. He gave out 1 inning, 1 hit allowed, 1 strikeout. Ginkel did allow a run as well, but 2 runs total, 1 earned run. It's just it's just about the fact that this offense continues to be one of the best offenses in baseball, and so far nothing has changed. The Diamondbacks have homered in 9 straight games. They lead the major leagues with 39 runs in the 5th inning, ahead of the Athletics, Angels, and Cardinals, and then there's 4 teams after that. But the Diamondbacks, once again, the late inning comeback kids. I can't say enough about this, man. This is the kind of thing that can be a season-changing victory. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but this is something that definitely can change the perception of the, at least for the players themselves, that they can win any game and that they can always come back. Michael Dixon says in the comments, thank you guys for being here, by the way. I'm going to put up Candace. Candace says, I love that we're all still up wanting to listen to Derek and D-backs talk. These are my people. You guys are my people. Thank you for being here. I know Damon is probably furious, and he can't even text me and tell me he's furious because his phone died. And he was probably more excited to jump on this show than I was. But Lawrence Harmon says, Derek, can we get you a cactus light for the arcade? I'm down for that. I mean, I lit up the little Iron Man helmet. I did my best. I turned on the video game, so I'm trying my best. I don't have a cactus light here. Here, hold on. We're lighting up the Infinity Gauntlet. Let's go. All right, but let's see what else. Sean says, thank you, Derek. No, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Jay Cuddy says, a vibe-saving game for sure. 100%, right? Like, it's not to say that if they lost this series to the Padres, that this would have been an overwhelmingly bad loss. The Padres are a good baseball team. This division is tough. The Diamondbacks didn't win the series, but still won game 1 on Friday in the manner that they did. It would still feel pretty good, right? But now the Diamondbacks have a chance to go out there on Father's Day against the Padres and do the S word and do the S word. Get out of here with that. I mean, it really does feel like this completely changes this series, this stretch. And I think most importantly, it gives this team confidence going ahead against some of these weaker opponents that they have in front of them, right? They have a tough series against the Toronto Blue Jays. After that, they have the Rockies, they have the White Sox, they have the Marlins, and then they finish off the month and go into July, which we'll be having our PHNX pool party on July 3rd, which is not Shane's birthday. Do not get me started on that. It is definitely not Shane's birthday, but we get into July. And again, if the Diamondbacks can find a way by that point to put together a stretch like they're currently putting together to keep things rolling, it doesn't have to be perfect. There can be losses peppered in there, but just win the series against those weaker opponents. Take some games against these division rivals and do everything you can to not only keep pace with them in the wild cards, in the wild card race, but honestly, like, we've seen how important these tiebreakers are down the road. And these teams, the Padres, the Giants, they've proven already this season that they're going to be in it. They're going to be a problem. They're going to be one of these teams that the Diamondbacks are going to be, basically in a dogfight with at the end of the season for a postseason spot. I can't believe I've even been talking about this right now, because where we were 2 weeks ago, it was such a vastly different place. It's got to shut down. It's time for the Thanos gauntlet can only stay on for so long. It is no cactus light. But the Diamondbacks are in such a vastly different place than they were then. I'm sitting here talking to you about playoffs. I'm talking to you about wild card spot and beating teams in that wild card spot. I don't know if I had it in me to do that 2 weeks ago. We are fans, right? I do this show. You guys come here. You're wonderful people. You join me. You talk to me about baseball. It's a wonderful thing, right? But the players have to be impacted emotionally so much harder than we are when it comes to these losses. Not only are they teammates, not only are they people that help them win, but those guys are friends. They love each other. Like, Torey definitely fosters an environment of these guys legitimately feeling like their teammates or family members. So I can only imagine how difficult, these losses are for them. I think for these players to overcome that and to kind of put the team on their back a little bit offensively and realize that things aren't going to be easy pitching wise, and there's some significant losses that definitely make not only the bullpen weaker, the starting rotation weaker, but everything. It's a cascading effect. The losses impact the entire pitching staff, and you could even say it carries over to the starting lineup and the position players out there on the diamond defensively, right? But I feel like the offense understands the assignment, and we know how good this offense can be. In fact, there's a lot of times when this offense has disappeared during a stretch is why the Diamondbacks lost so many games. But El Gallo here says they robbed this one, and I am inclined to believe that. But doesn't it feel good to do it to another team? Doesn't it feel so fucking good to do it to another team? I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to curse a lot of times, so I'm going to get mine in. I know Damon would have been screaming curse words off the top of his head. They wouldn't have even made any sense. He would have just been screaming random curse words. But yeah, they did rob this one, and I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that they robbed this one at all. Emily Williams says, I don't want D-backs to lose any players. I think that's a great point. I don't think the Diamondbacks want to lose any players, and I think that that's the reason why this stretch is so important. And that's why, again, Mike Hazen doesn't want to be a seller at the trade deadline. This team doesn't want to lose their teammates, and nobody wants that, right? I mean, at this point, I think that it's difficult, because if they didn't go on this stretch, if they don't keep playing like this, then it does make it hard to ignore the opportunity to trade guys that are most likely not going to be a part of this team at the end of the season and beyond, and not get a huge haul in return that Mike Hazen, who has been known for fleecing opposing GMs at times, could get. So there's a definite difficult balance, but we're not there anymore. And we're not there after a game like this. God damn it. We are firmly on the side of this Diamondbacks team winning games, 5 motherfucking games in a row. And now what we have is the chance for them to really turn their season around by going for the S word, by beating a good Toronto Blue Jays team, and then taking care of business against teams that they need to take care of business against. But Geraldo Perdomo is the best. Is he not? Is he not the best in every possible way? I think that there was a time where Geraldo Perdomo was one of those role players that you kind of loved, but necessarily wasn't hitting great and wasn't doing all, didn't have the best statistical numbers. However, if you were a fan of this team, you could very much explain his value to someone that might not know who Geraldo Perdomo is. That's not the case anymore. Perdomo is a superstar, and he's a superstar in every possible way. Not only is he a superstar with a microphone in his hand, but he is the guy that does have frog blood in his veins, is cold-blooded. Again, Torey, I still can't help but think of Torey saying he had an absolute layup there to just say he was a snake man. You're not a snake man, you're a frog man. But that's Perdomo for you. When you think he's going to go right, he goes left, and that man is amazing for it. But again, just an absolute dog when it comes to runners in scoring position, and an absolute dog when it comes to competing and winning and scoring that winning run. Like they said, he wasn't even supposed to go, and he did anyway. So Diamondbacks win this one. Great Father's Day coming up tomorrow. I can't wait. I know I'm going to enjoy my Father's Day very much. I don't even care what happens now. At this point, it's just gravy, right? It's icing on the cake. If the Diamondbacks can go out there and take this game on Sunday, things look pretty good. Not just overall for the outlook for the Arizona Diamondbacks, but in those NL West standings, the NL West standings, aka the drunken orgy of violence. But you guys are absolutely amazing. Like I said, I appreciate you guys so much for your time. I know it's late, and I'm not going to take up too much of it, but I just wanted to jump on this stream and get a chance to talk a little Diamondbacks baseball with you guys. Let me tell you this. This is just a little taste. We're giving it away for free of what you get as a diehard. So if you're not a diehard already, join us, and you will get more episodes of D-Backs After Dark, and those will be with Damon. And I assure you, his cursing is much more intricate than mine. It's much more refined, and there's definitely the quantity is vastly more. But again, we thank you guys. Oh, Bees just got here. Well, Bees, I can't wrap it up now if Bees just got here. Bees, we're covering the fact that the Diamondbacks absolutely came back in a way that none of us expected them to. It was magical. Perdomo's magic. Zach Gallen should have been pulled earlier. Bullpen kind of held, but kind of didn't. And I don't understand what's happening with this team, but ever since Damon has come back, they are an unstoppable juggernaut. So I mocked one Sean McFarlane bunch of numbers for what he said to us about getting Kevin off the show. And I did a whole episode about it. In fact, we did the Festival of Friendship. It was all a fun time. But the more I think about it, the more I think this needed to happen right now. I really do think this needed to happen. I'm really glad that it did, to be honest. And that's no offense to Kevin. Kevin's a great guy. He's just not a Diamondbacks fan. And more importantly, at no point did the Diamondbacks win this many games when Kevin was a part of this podcast. So I don't have an explanation for it, but I will say that it's wonderful. It's wonderful. We're in a wonderful zone. Let's keep it here. My favorite Nats fan, my nips hurt, says, Derek, what's your take on the Nationals right now? You guys have lost 7 games in a row. You shouldn't even be here asking me about your team. Our team won 5 games in a row. Yours lost 7. I can't believe I've spent this 20 seconds on this topic. You should know better. My nips hurt. So try harder. And yeah, Lawrence says, also Derek said fuck a bunch of times. Yeah, that's what you missed, Bees. That's basically the main part that you missed, but you can go back and watch it. We're going to leave this one up. We appreciate you guys so much. Again, thank you so much for popping in. And of course, yeah, he said, Colin Masters says, D-Backs podcast needs a D-Backs fan producing it. Apparently so. That was my bad. That one's on me. I mean, I don't do any of the decision making around here, so you can blame Shane for that one for sure. Again, another reason to not bring Shane a birthday present on July 3rd to our pool party takeover. So I think that's adding up. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at @cap_caveman. You can follow Damon. I guess he's probably sad, so send him messages and tell him that we missed him tonight. But you can follow him at Damon Dog. That's DAWG. We are still Damon's Dogs. Bark bark. Our show's at PHNX_DBacks, of course, but all roads do lead to @PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm doing my best to do all of this stuff all at one time, producing and hosting at the same time. So I'm sorry if I didn't succeed, but again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Love you guys. Appreciate you for stopping in, and we will be back. I don't know, maybe again tomorrow, because if this team wins, I might have to take a little time away from Father's Day to do another one of these. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Love you. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and weekend in case we don't see each other tomorrow. Behave yourselves. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it is so much more fun when the Diamondbacks score 5 runs in a walk-off victory.
We all silly like the mayor.